Yellowstone, where sky and earth merge in geothermal mist, where life has never bowed. This is no mere park. It's a kingdom ruled by the law of the wild. Across 300-400 square miles, gray wolves stalk through snow, grizzly bears silently guard the forests, and bison stand resolute against biting winds, icons of resilience. Each season brings a trial. Spring revives, summer sustains, fall prepares, and winter tests with unrelenting harshness. Beneath the calm, a supervolcano simmers, a reminder that this planet lives and nothing is eternal. In the animal documentary, Wild Yellowstone, inside nature's harshest kingdom of life and death, you'll witness a world where the strong endure and the weak are left behind. This is Yellowstone, a realm of instinct, challenge, and untold stories. Yellowstone does not run on clocks. It lives by the pulse of volcanoes, the movement of herds, the rise and fall of seasons. Spanning 3 states, its vast expanse is an arena of life, where beauty and danger coexist in every breath. Beneath its seemingly tranquil surface lies a primal force, a sleeping supervolcano. Geysers like Old Faithful, shooting scalding water 180 feet into the air, are not just sights, they are the planet's breath. Living proof that the Earth is still hot, still alive, and still reshaping itself. Here, every valley, stream, and forest tells a story, not just of beauty, but of an unrelenting struggle to survive. Yellowstone is one of the last places in America where large animals live as their ancestors did. Unchained, uncaged, unafraid. Each year, over 4 million people make a pilgrimage here, not just to photograph geysers or waterfalls, but to hear a rare sound in the modern world, the call of untamed nature. In their eyes is awe, in every breath a sense of humility before something greater than themselves. Yellowstone is not a tourist destination. It is a spiritual experience, a reminder that we are not the masters of this planet, but temporary guests passing through a canvas painted millions of years ago. Today, you don't just come to observe, you will witness, with your eyes, your touch, and your heart, the grandest stories of nature's survival. This is Yellowstone, a true arena, with no director, no script, only instinct, strength, and resilience. Gray wolves, tactical masters, band together to chase prey across snowy plains. A mother bear, towering and silent, strides through the dusk, shielding her cub from a lurking world. And in the vast, snow-covered plains, a young bison takes its first unsteady steps into its first winter, each movement a battle. Yellowstone in winter is no longer just land, it is a comprehensive test. Winds cut like knives, temperatures plummet to -40 degrees Fahrenheit, and snow falls up to 400 inches a year, burying all traces of life. Here, winter is not just cold, it is a sentence hanging over every creature. Hunger is its accomplice. Bare trees and grass buried under snow make every nutrient a luxury. Elk scrape through thick snow to nibble bark. Bison use their heads to break ice for dry grass. But every shove, every step, is a costly expenditure of energy they cannot replenish. Not all survive. In the winter of 1996 to 1997, nearly half the elk and deer populations perished. Even the strongest bison could not escape nature's icy grip. Not all surrender. Some species, forged through thousands of years of evolution, not only survive winter, they master it. The snowshoe hare, small but kind, changes its coat from earthy brown to snowy white. Blending into the landscape, the snow weasel, light and swift, glides across snow like a phantom, pursuing prey with deadly precision. But the most poignant stories are not of hunters, but of those who endure. A mother elk, her eyes sunken with hunger, tirelessly leads her young to food. Maternal love, fragile as a breath, is the flame that helps them defy the harshest winter. In Yellowstone, nature is impartial. It spares no weakling. But it does not turn its back on those who fight. In bone-chilling cold and endless darkness, lessons of adaptation, hope, and relentless vitality are written every day. From the silent weasel to the steadfast bison herd, from the united wolf pack to the quiet gaze of a deer, each creature here is a testament to the greatest miracle. Life never surrenders. Welcome to Yellowstone, where nature is not just beautiful, it is a challenge, a revelation, a living epic. As the morning mist lingers like silver silk over Yellowstone's grasslands, a colossal shadow emerges from the haze, the bison, an enduring symbol of the Wild West. Appearing as a spirit returning from the past, each heavy step on the frozen ground, each puff of white breath from its massive nostrils is a mantra of the earth, summoning memories of a wilderness that once blanketed this continent. Millions of years ago, they roamed. Today, amidst asphalt roads and airplanes, they still tread quietly, guardians of nature's primal pulse. An adult male bison can stand over 6 feet tall and weigh up to 2,000 pounds, a living fortress of muscle and thick fur. Yet, their survival is not just about physical strength, but an extraordinary resilience. Their fur grows in 2 layers, a coarse outer coat to shield against rain and wind, and a soft, wool-like inner layer for insulation. Their bodies are so adapted to harsh climates that they can stand motionless in a blizzard, unshivering, unyielding, existing like a living mountain. But behind their imposing presence lies a tragic history. In the 19th century, trains loaded with guns, industrial-scale hunts, and deliberate extermination policies nearly wiped them out. From 60 million, only 23 wild bison remained in Yellowstone by 1902, a chilling number, like the final breath of a wild civilization. In their deep, soulful eyes today, we see not just life, but the shadow of extinction. Yet Yellowstone became their sanctuary of resurrection. Through extraordinary conservation efforts by scientists, rangers, and local communities, over 5,000 bison roam this land again by 2023. Each newborn calf is a miracle, taking tentative steps behind its mother through the snow, eyes wide with wonder but pulsing with life. A fairy tale continued by nature's heartbeat. Winter in Yellowstone is unforgiving. Snow piles up to 33 feet, and temperatures can plummet to -40 degrees Fahrenheit. Weakness here means death. Yet bison do not retreat. Using their massive heads and hunched shoulders like shields, they shove snow aside to uncover patches of dry grass, treasures amid the ice. This isn't just feeding, it's a ritual of survival, where maternal love and the will to live fuse into primal strength. A mother bison stands in the bitter wind, her dark, resolute eyes digging through snow as hard as stone for her calf to eat. Her gaze seems to say, "I survived centuries of slaughter and ice. You will too." It's the language of Mother Earth, spoken not in words, but in action and warmth. Summer transforms Yellowstone into a vibrant green tapestry. It's the breeding season and the season of warriors. Mighty males clash with thunderous charges, horns crashing like lightning across the plains. Dust rises, and deep roars echo like ancestral drums. Amid glory and wounds, only one earns the right to mate, the strongest, the most resilient, worthy of passing on ancient bloodlines. Yet their greatest foes are not their kin, but the silent hunters of winter. Gray wolves, with their cunning pack tactics, grizzly bears, with brute strength and razor-like claws. When the herd is attacked, the lead male steps forward, no growls, no fear, standing as a warrior god between predator and young. Victory isn't necessary. Only time enough for the vulnerable to escape. Bison are more than animals. They are living memories of a pre-industrial America, symbols of strength, resilience, and the sacred bond between creature and land. Their existence today isn't a miracle, but proof of what happens when humanity chooses to heal rather than destroy. As dusk falls over Yellowstone, the herd moves slowly across the grasslands, glowing in the fiery sunset. In their silent forms, we see both history and future walking together as quiet gods. As night cloaks Yellowstone's great forests, a howl pierces the darkness, long, cold, and resonant, like an echo from prehistory. It's not just sound, but the language of the wild soul. The call of the gray wolf, a mystical icon of the deep woods, and one of the most emblematic images in animal documentaries. This howl cuts through the night like a hymn, opening a gateway to the past when their ancestors ruled the continent, surviving ice ages, hunting in darkness, and etching their name into every ecosystem they touched. Gray wolf ancestors migrated from Eurasia to North America over 300,000 years ago. But by the early 20th century, their presence in Yellowstone was erased, not by natural disaster, but by human hands. The apex predator became the enemy. No more howls in the night, no more eyes watching from the brush. The forest lost its soul. Then came 1995. Just 14 wolves were reintroduced to Yellowstone, a small number carrying immense hope. It was an act of atonement, nature's final test of human repentance, and they did not disappoint. Within decades, nearly 100 wolves formed small packs across the valleys, living and breeding as if they'd never left. In their eyes today, there's something beyond biology, an unyielding spirit, a deep memory of those who guard life's balance. Gray wolves are often portrayed as cold warriors, but the truth is deeper. They are evolution's masterpiece. Standing 26 to 32 inches tall and weighing 80 to 130 pounds. They aren't the largest, but they are masters of strategy. Their sense of smell can detect prey over 1.8 miles away. Their erect ears act like antennas, and their double-layered fur defies the cold. But their divine status comes from pack intelligence. A wolf pack is a complex society with hierarchy, rules, and roles. Pups don't learn through words, but through action, observation, and their first hunts. They watch their parents, study how the pack encircles prey, and learn the language of body signals. Each chase isn't just for food, it's to inherit a tradition, to uphold an ancient ritual of the forest. The wolves' return didn't just revive their species, it revived Yellowstone. With wolves back, deer and elk no longer overgrazed riverbanks, allowing trees to regrow, streams cleared, and beavers and birds returned. This is the trophic cascade, where an apex predator reshapes an entire ecosystem. Each hunt is a tactical symphony. Wolves don't charge like lone beasts. They coordinate like an elite squad, chasing, scattering, cornering, and driving prey to its weakest point. A single mistake can leave the pack hungry for days. Even when successful, grizzlies, stronger and fiercer, may steal their prize. Wolves don't fight back, they retreat. But at night, they howl again, not in regret, but as a vow to endure. We are one, and we will return. Few species are as beautiful, brutal, and poetic as the gray wolf. They embody the line between life and death, order and chaos. They don't hunt out of greed, but out of duty, identity, and a deep bond with this land. When a howl echoes through the Lamar Valley at midnight, remember, It's not just an animal's cry. It's a call from the past, from the wild roots humanity once belonged to, and perhaps should learn to hear again. From the cloud-piercing peaks where the endless blue sky unfurls like a boundless tapestry, the majestic silhouette of the bald eagle soars, an immortal god, the absolute master of the heavens. The image of the bald eagle carries a mythical power, symbolizing authority, freedom, and endurance. Its snow-white head feathers form a natural crown, its piercing golden eyes like lightning, capable of seeing through the densest air to detect the slightest movement below. The bald eagle isn't merely a bird that flies. It reigns over the sky, an emblem of pride and divinity, a steadfast deity atop the hierarchy of living creatures. In Yellowstone's grandeur, massive eagle nests perch atop ancient trees over 98 feet tall, with diameters up to 6.5 feet, royal palaces amid the vast wilderness. Each nest is not just a home, but a command center for their aerial domain. As dawn's first light filters through their 8-foot wingspan, the eagle raises a banner of authority, its resonant cry echoing through valleys and streams, blending with the wind to form a mythical chorus, an eternal hymn of nature passed down through centuries. Weighing 6.6 to 14 pounds, the bald eagle blends enduring strength with grace. Their vision, 4 to 5 times sharper than a human's, can spot a fish glinting underwater from 1.8 miles away. Diving at speeds over 100 miles per hour, their razor-sharp talons seize prey in an instant, the embodiment of ruthless precision, a masterful art of hunting. A young eaglet's first flight, hesitant yet driven by an intense desire to conquer the vast sky, is like a young god on a quest to master the heavens. Through every fall and fierce wind, they mature, honing hunting skills and learning to defend their territory. They primarily hunt salmon and bass, vital components of Yellowstone's river ecosystems. But the skies aren't their private playground. Aerial battles with ospreys or great horned owls are fierce, dramatic, and artistic, with talons glinting like swords in the sunlight. Beyond brute strength, eagles use air currents and wind to outmaneuver and dominate. Each hunt is a solemn ritual, not just a fight for food, but an affirmation of their role in ecological balance. Bald eagles regulate fish and waterfowl populations, sustaining biodiversity around their nests. They are the gods of balance between sky and earth, living proof of the interconnectedness of species. More than predators, bald eagles are cultural icons, embodying strength, perseverance, and freedom. Watching one soar above the peaks, we glimpse nature's soul, unyielding, forward-facing, ready to fight for what's sacred. Amid Yellowstone's wild tapestry, where ancient pines whisper with the wind of millennia, a massive figure emerges in the morning mist, the North American grizzly bear. A primal war god surviving the Ice Age, and an eternal symbol in animal documentaries. Standing up to 8 feet tall on hind legs and weighing over 1,000 pounds, the grizzly is a biological monument, carrying memories of tens of thousands of years of evolution, from crossing the frozen Bering Land Bridge to settling in the American West. In 1975, only 136 grizzlies survived in the greater Yellowstone area, a stark warning of nature's fragility against human greed. But through relentless conservation, they've returned. Each appearance is not just a creature, but a symbol of resurrection. On a summer afternoon, a mother grizzly leads her 3 cubs across a hillside. Her heavy, steady steps mark the wild grass, each print a declaration of survival in a harsh world. Her thick fur is like armor, her sense of smell sharper than a bloodhound's, her 4-inch claws and bone-crushing jaws a perfect machine of creation. But what makes the grizzly a war god isn't just strength, it's intelligence and adaptability. They know when to fight, like stealing prey from wolves, and when to retreat, like facing an adult bison. In their minds, every action stems from instincts honed over generations. A survival ritual passed down not in words, but through experience and primal intuition. By November, as cold creeps into the forest, grizzlies seek caves or tree hollows, hibernating for months. Their heart rate drops from over 80 to 8 beats per minute, a biological marvel, as if pausing time to preserve life. In the dark silence, a mother gives birth to tiny blind cubs, weighing less than 2 pounds, nestling into her fur for warmth and milk. It's a sacred ritual. Life begins in silence and shadow, not light and roars. When snow melts, the family emerges. Tall pines bear claw marks, not random but territorial signals. Each scratch, each scent, declares, the forest's god has returned. Grizzlies aren't just predators, they're ecological architects. They eat berries, roots, spawning salmon, young deer, and even carrion. Seeds in their scat regenerate forests, Leftover kills feed wolves, lynx, ravens, and scavengers. Grizzlies are the axis, the invisible thread linking food chain layers. They may vanish into the morning mist or lurk among the trees like shadows. But each paw print in the mud, each glance through the foliage reminds us the forest still has a soul, and its war god quietly maintains the balance of the natural world. From rocky ridges through silent ravines and misty pine forests, a figure glides like the wind, the mountain lion, a mystical shadow. No roar, no bellow, just absolute silence. They don't need to announce their presence. Their mere existence stirs the survival instincts of every creature in the forest. In Yellowstone, fewer than 20 remain, a fragile number for a grand symbol. Yet their rarity makes each filmed moment sacred, as if nature is revealing a secret. A fresh paw print in thin snow or a swaying branch is enough to keep filmmakers waiting for weeks. Weighing 64 to 220 pounds, the mountain lion embodies lean precision. Muscular and agile, their tawny fur blends into rocky terrain and dry pines, rendering them nearly invisible at dusk or dawn, their peak hunting times. Each step is deliberate, each glance a command from a cold, calculating mind, analyzing every movement. Mountain lions are masters of solitude. No packs, no leaders, no calls, only boundaries. Each claims territories spanning hundreds of square miles, fighting fiercely if invaded. For these hunters, solitude isn't loneliness, it's strength, ultimate freedom. Like a god without a throne, they need no witnesses to affirm their presence. A young lion trails its mother along a rocky slope, its eyes blazing like fire at the sight of a distant mule deer. It learns not through words, but silence, stalking, waiting, patient as stone. Its DNA carries a warrior's spirit, speeds up to 50 miles per hour, leaps up to 40 feet, and retractable claws like hidden daggers. Yet their hunting success rate is only 15 to 25%. They fail more than they succeed. But each kill is carefully cached under leaves and rocks, sometimes guarded for days against scavengers like grizzlies or wolves. It's not just a trophy, it's survival for the next solitary days. Their impact goes beyond the visible. They control deer populations, preventing overgrazing and aiding vegetation recovery. They keep deer moving, reducing disease spread. Mountain lions are silent gods, ruling not through force but through balance. As night falls and sounds fade into darkness, their golden eyes watch, not to threaten, but to preserve. In nature's chaos, these nocturnal hunters remind us, not every god needs light to be seen. Yellowstone isn't just a realm of thundering gods or nocturnal shadows. It's a biological symphony where every species, big or small, plays an essential note in life's endless melody. Even the seemingly ordinary are pillars of the ecosystem. Mule deer, with graceful forms, large leaf-like ears, and ever-watchful eyes, are the silent dancers of forest and prairie. Weighing 120 to 300 pounds, they can leap 3 to 5 feet in an instant, their survival instinct woven into elastic muscles. When mountain lions stalk or wolves encircle, their bounds aren't just movement, they're an art of escape, passed down through thousands of generations. steep cliffs, bighorn sheep rule the rocky skies. Weighing up to 500 pounds with curved horns weighing tens of pounds. They're not warriors of speed, but of pride and courage. When males clash, their thunderous headbutts echo through valleys, an ancient ritual for breeding rights. Yet they're also silent gardeners of the highlands, grazing to regulate vegetation and prevent erosion. Both mule deer and bighorn sheep are food chain links, sustenance for wolves, grizzlies, and mountain lions. Even in death, they don't vanish. Their remains feed lynx, ravens, and scavengers, then decompose to nourish roots and sprout new wildflowers. In death, they spark new life, a symphony of rebirth. It's not just large animals. Salmon swim upstream to spawn, ground squirrels burrow under grasses, and songbirds chirp in towering pines, each movement an irreplaceable link. Yellowstone is an intricate structure where every creature, from apex predators to termites, holds a vital role in its fragile balance. We don't just see life, we see a philosophy. No creature exists alone. No action is meaningless. Every call, step, and breath in the wind is a verse in Yellowstone's grand symphony. Winter in Yellowstone is not simply cold weather. It is the harshest test for every living creature that makes its home here. For the herbivorous animals, winter is a battle against starvation. The once lush meadows are now completely buried under a thick blanket of snow. To find food, bison must use their massive heads and extremely powerful neck muscles to plow through the snow and uncover the dry grass beneath. Unlike many other species that migrate far away, bison remain in Yellowstone almost year-round. It is their muscular strength and two-layered thick coat that allow them to endure conditions few other large animals can survive. The sight of hundreds of bison slowly moving through a blizzard is one of the most iconic images of Yellowstone in winter. Their breath rises in white plumes in the frigid air, while snow continuously clings to their heads and shoulders. Every step consumes a great deal of energy, so the bison herds always move slowly, avoiding areas with excessively deep snow and favoring spots near hot springs, where the ground is often less frozen. Meanwhile, elk herds adopt a different strategy. When snow begins to deepen in the high mountains, thousands of individuals migrate together down to the lower valleys in search of remaining patches of grass. This winter migration has taken place for thousands of years and has become an essential part of their life cycle. Even so, winter still claims the lives of many elderly or young individuals. As food sources grow increasingly scarce, the animals burn through their fat reserves faster than they can replenish energy. Many become so thin that their ribs are clearly visible beneath their winter coats. Yet it is this very harshness that serves as nature's way of maintaining balance in the population. For predators, winter is both an opportunity and a challenge. Snow makes it easier for them to spot the tracks of prey, but chasing them also consumes an enormous amount of energy. Gray wolf packs are the best adapted to these conditions. Their thick fur helps them retain heat, while their long legs allow them to move efficiently through deep snow. Above all, their ability to hunt in packs makes wolves the most formidable hunters of Yellowstone's winter. A wolf pack can persistently follow an elk herd for many miles. They do not attack immediately, but wait for the prey to make a mistake. The old, injured, or exhausted individuals gradually fall behind. Only when they are certain the chance of success is high enough does the entire pack charge together to end the hunt. It is winter that highlights the vital role of wolves in the Yellowstone ecosystem. They remove the weakest individuals, helping elk and bison herds maintain overall health. At the same time, the remains left after each hunt continue to feed foxes, coyotes, bald eagles, ravens, and countless other scavengers. Not all predators hunt in packs. Mountain lions, or cougars, continue to hunt silently and alone in the dense forests and rocky slopes. They rely on their exceptional ability to conceal themselves, stealthily approaching prey before delivering a lethal pounce from very close range. The silence of winter makes each step of the cougar even more mysterious. Meanwhile, grizzly bears and most black bears nearly vanish from the landscape. When winter arrives, they retreat into dens on the mountain slopes and enter a state of hibernation lasting many months. Their heart rate drops dramatically. Their metabolism slows, allowing them to survive on the fat accumulated throughout summer and autumn. Mother bears even give birth inside the den during winter. The tiny cubs, weighing only about 1 pound at birth, nurse on their mother's milk and grow safely within the rocky den before emerging with her in spring. The world of birds also changes dramatically. Many migratory species have already left Yellowstone by late autumn to escape the cold. Only cold-hardy species such as bald eagles, owls, ravens, and some woodpeckers remain. Along rivers that are not completely frozen, bald eagles patiently watch the water to catch fish or compete for carcasses left by wolves. What is remarkable is that even though most of Yellowstone lies buried in ice and snow, the heat from the earth still creates winter oases. Thousands of hot springs, mud pools, and steam vents continuously release warmth, keeping many surrounding areas free of heavy snow cover. Steam rising through the white snow creates scenes that are both ethereal and majestic. Many waterbirds, bison, and elk often gather around these areas to take advantage of unfrozen water and warmer ground. Winter is also the season when Yellowstone's nature becomes the most silent. The sounds of insects almost disappear. Snow-covered fields stretch to the horizon. Only the sound of wind whistling through pine forests, the crunch of bison hooves sinking into snow, or the far-carrying howls of wolf packs echoing through the freezing night remain. Yet behind that peaceful appearance is a daily struggle for survival. Every step consumes precious energy. Every hunt can determine the fate of an entire wolf pack. Every patch of grass found beneath the snow can help a bison survive a few more days. There is no room for waste, nor a second chance for the weak. After many months that seemed almost motionless, Yellowstone enters the most magical time of the year, spring, the season of rebirth. The first meadows emerge as the snow gradually retreats. Patches of fresh green grass appear across the still damp, cold ground, becoming a precious food source for herbivores that have endured a harsh winter. For them, every new blade of grass carries the meaning of life. After many months of only grazing on dry grass or digging beneath snow for food, nature once again generously provides abundant nourishment. Bison herds are among the first to sense this change. They leave their wintering areas and slowly move toward the vast meadows in Lamar Valley and Hayden Valley. On their thick coats still dusted with remnants of snow, patches of old fur begin to shed, revealing a sleeker new coat underneath. After a winter that drained so much energy, the bison seize every hour to graze on fresh grass and quickly regain condition before the breeding season. Not long afterward, the first calves are born. They are a striking reddish-brown color, quite different from the dark brown of adults, and are affectionately called red dogs. Just a few minutes after birth, the newborns must struggle to stand on their wobbly legs. In the wild, the ability to stand and keep up with the herd almost determines survival, because any calf that falls behind can become a target for predators. Not only bison, but elk herds also enter the birthing season. After surviving winter, the females seek out quiet areas where fresh grass has begun to cover the ground to give birth. The elk calves have brown coats dotted with numerous white spots, helping them blend into the grass and dappled sunlight beneath the trees. In the first few weeks, mother elk often leave their calves lying motionless among the vegetation, returning only a few times a day to nurse. This is an effective survival strategy, as the calves have almost no scent, making it very difficult for predators to detect them. Spring is also the busiest time for predators. After many months of hunting through deep snow with scarce food, they now face the opportunity to rebuild their packs and raise the next generation. Gray wolf packs begin tending to dens where wolf pups are about to be born. Adult pairs take turns hunting, bringing meat back for the pups and the members guarding the den. This close coordination helps the wolf packs maintain their strength and hold their position as the top predators of Yellowstone. However, spring is also when hunts occur more frequently than ever. When thousands of newborns appear on the meadows, they become an important food source for wolves, bears, coyotes, and bald eagles. This is not cruelty of nature, but how the ecosystem maintains balance. The healthiest individuals will survive, grow, and pass on their adapted genes to the next generation. In the pine forests, grizzly bears begin to wake from months of hibernation. Males usually emerge first, followed by females with their small cubs. After the long winter, they have lost up to 1/3 of their body weight. The first thing they do is not hunt large prey, but search for any available food. Roots, fresh grass, winter carcasses, insects, and new shoots all become meals that help the bears quickly regain energy. The appearance of bears signals a season of vibrant activity throughout the park. Mother bears are especially vigilant as they lead their small cubs to explore the outside world. The curious cubs climb fallen trees, play in streams, and learn how to find food from their mothers. Every day in spring is a first lesson in survival for them. Not only large mammals, the world of birds also becomes livelier. Hundreds of migratory bird species begin returning to Yellowstone after winter. Their songs ring out across forests and lakeshores, signaling that the breeding season has arrived. Bald eagles build nests on tall pines along rivers, while trumpeter swans and ducks return to wetlands to build nests and raise young. Pairs of birds diligently carry twigs and dry grass to prepare for a new generation. Beneath the water's surface, melting ice makes rivers and lakes richer in oxygen. Cutthroat trout, Yellowstone cutthroat trout, and many cold-water fish species begin their spawning cycles. River otters appear more frequently as fish become plentiful again. Beavers are busy repairing dams damaged during winter, creating important wetlands for countless birds, insects, and amphibians. Spring is also the season of color. The first wildflowers bloom across meadows and mountain slopes. Lupine, balsam root, Indian paintbrush, and dozens of other native flowers display their hues one after another, attracting bees, butterflies, and many pollinating insects. From these tiny creatures, Yellowstone's entire food chain begins operating vigorously again after months of dormancy. If spring is when life awakens, then summer is when Yellowstone reaches the peak of vitality. Almost every animal species is at its most active during this time. This is the season of foraging, raising young, and preparing for the harsh winter that will return in just a few short months. Across the vast meadows of Lamar Valley and Hayden Valley, thousands of bison leisurely graze. After surviving the challenging winter, they quickly regain condition thanks to abundant food. Calves born in late spring are now strong enough to run with the herd. They often gather in small groups, playing and practicing running under the watchful eyes of adult females. Summer is also when bison display their strength. Adult males, which can weigh more than 1,900 pounds, frequently rub their horns, spar with each other, or roll in the dirt to mark territory. These behaviors not only help establish dominance within the herd, but also prepare them for the breeding season that occurs in late summer. Not far from the bison are elk and mule deer herds, taking advantage of nutrient-rich fresh grass. This is the period when the young grow fastest. In just the first few months of life, they must gain weight steadily to be strong enough to face their first winter. The mothers spend nearly all their time foraging to produce rich, nutritious milk. Meanwhile, the young learn to recognize the scent of predators, become familiar with the terrain, and practice their escape abilities. Every day in summer is a lesson in survival. But Yellowstone has never been a land reserved only for herbivores. In the distance, a gray wolf pack quietly observes the movement of an elk herd. The wolf pups born in spring have now left the den and are joining the pack on their first journeys. They are still too small to participate directly in hunts, but they are learning to recognize the pack's signals, follow tracks, and coordinate during chases. For adult wolves, summer is the busiest time of the year. They must hunt more to feed the rapidly growing pups. An adult wolf can carry pieces of meat back to the den or swallow food into its stomach and later regurgitate it for the pups. This behavior helps the pack share food efficiently and increases the survival rate of the new generation. While wolves hunt in packs, mountain lions continue their solitary lives. They conceal themselves in pine forests or rocky slopes, patiently waiting for the chance to approach prey. Unlike wolves, mountain lions rarely pursue prey over long distances. They rely on their camouflage and extremely powerful leaps to end a hunt in just a few seconds. Summer is also when grizzly bears are active almost all day. After emerging from dens in spring, they now enter a phase of intensive foraging to build fat reserves for the coming winter. A bear's diet is extremely varied. They dig for roots, flip rocks for insects, catch fish in streams, eat berries, and sometimes steal carcasses from wolves. As omnivores, bears take advantage of nearly every food source Yellowstone provides. Mother bears remain close to their cubs. The cubs spend most of their time climbing trees, digging in the dirt, and imitating their mother's every action. Summer is the period when they learn most of the skills needed to survive later in life. Beneath the water, Yellowstone is also full of life. The cold, clear rivers become home to Yellowstone cutthroat trout, one of the park's iconic fish species. They are an important food source for bears, bald eagles, river otters, and many other fish-eating birds. Along the riverbanks, beaver families work almost non-stop. They fell small trees, reinforce dams, and expand their lodges. These dams not only serve the beavers, but also create wetlands that support hundreds of other species. In the sky, Yellowstone enters the breeding season for many bird species. Bald eagles soar along rivers in search of fish, while red-tailed hawks, owls, and other raptors actively raise their young. Across the meadows, the songs of sparrows, thrushes, and meadowlarks blend with the sounds of insects to create the characteristic symphony of summer. This is also the season of wildflowers. Hundreds of plant species bloom simultaneously across meadows and mountain slopes. Purple lupine, fiery red Indian paintbrush, bright yellow balsam root, and countless other native flowers cover the ground in vibrant ribbons of color. The appearance of flowers triggers an explosion of bees, butterflies, and pollinating insects. Though tiny, they play an irreplaceable role in maintaining Yellowstone's plant life. Without them, many plant species could not reproduce, and the entire food chain would be affected. Yet summer is not always peaceful. This is also when powerful thunderstorms frequently appear over the Rocky Mountains. Lightning can ignite natural wildfires. However, contrary to what many people think, fire does not only bring destruction. In the Yellowstone ecosystem, wildfire is part of the natural cycle. Many tree species, such as lodgepole pine, only release their seeds when exposed to very high temperatures. After fires, the nutrient-rich ash helps vegetation grow more vigorously and creates open spaces where grass and wildflowers can emerge, attracting animals back to the area. Summer is also when Yellowstone receives the largest number of visitors of the year. Millions of people from all over the world come to admire the hot springs, the massive bison herds, and the park's majestic landscapes. However, amid this vast wilderness, the animals still keep their distance from humans and continue the lives that existed long before Yellowstone became the world's first national park. As the long summer days begin to shorten, Yellowstone enters one of its most beautiful seasons. Aspen forests turn from green to shimmering gold, interspersed with the red of shrubs and the deep green of lodgepole pines. In the mornings, Mist blankets the valleys, while the first mountain peaks are dusted with a thin layer of snow, signaling that winter is approaching. Unlike the vibrancy of summer, autumn brings an atmosphere that is both peaceful and urgent. It seems every creature in Yellowstone senses that time is running out. They must make the most of every remaining day to prepare for the harsh winter, the period that will determine the survival of the entire ecosystem. For plants, autumn is the closing of a growth cycle. The meadows that were lush green throughout summer begin to turn golden. Trees stop growing and channel all their energy into roots and trunks to await the next spring. Millions of seeds are carried by the wind across the valleys, quietly waiting beneath the snow for many months before sprouting. On the vast meadows, bison herds continue their tireless foraging. They know winter is very near. Fresh grass is becoming scarcer, so each day they must eat more to build up the fat layer beneath their skin. This is the energy reserve that will help them survive many months under snow when food nearly disappears. The calves born in spring are now much larger. They begin to stay close to the herd during long movements, learning to dig through snow for grass and adapt to the life of adult bison. In just a few short months, the young must prepare for their first winter. For elk, autumn carries special meaning. This is the rutting season, the time of one of Yellowstone's most impressive displays. The males enter the breeding season with the largest antlers of the year. After many months of growth, the antlers are now fully hardened. They constantly paw the ground, rub their antlers against trees, and display their strength to rivals. Not every competition ends in fighting. Most males only need to stare, grunt, and circle each other to assess opponents. But when neither yields, real battles begin. The victor earns the right to protect the females and pass on his genes to the next generation. While herbivores enter breeding season or accumulate energy, predators are equally busy. Gray wolf packs now have additional young members born in spring. After many months of learning, the young wolves are now strong enough to join their first hunts. They are not yet fully skilled, but they have learned to run in formation, surround prey, and coordinate with adults. Food sources in autumn are still fairly abundant, helping the pack quickly build strength before winter. Successful hunts not only feed the wolves, but also provide food for ravens, eagles, foxes, and many other scavengers. For grizzly bears, autumn is the most important time of the year. They enter a phase called hyperphagia, eating almost continuously to accumulate fat. An adult bear can spend up to 20 hours a day searching for food. Berries, roots, nuts, insects, fish, and carcasses all become valuable nutrition. Each day, they can consume tens of thousands of calories to prepare for the many months of hibernation ahead. For mother bears, the task is even heavier. The fat accumulated in autumn not only helps them survive winter, but also provides energy to give birth and nurse their young inside the den. Autumn is also when Yellowstone's weather becomes unpredictable. A day may start with gentle sunshine but turn to cold rain or early snow by afternoon. Strong winds sweep through the valleys, carrying cold air from the Rockies, and reminding all creatures that winter is very close. For humans, autumn is when Yellowstone looks like a painting with golden forests and clear blue skies. But for the animals, it is a race against time. For tens of thousands of years, Yellowstone has endured ice ages, massive volcanic eruptions, forest fires, and countless changes in Earth's climate. Nature here has always known how to renew and adapt itself. However, entering the 21st century, Yellowstone faces new challenges whose speed and scale far exceed the natural adaptive capacity of many living species. Climate change is one of the greatest threats. Average temperatures in the Yellowstone area have risen significantly over many decades, making winters shorter and snow cover thinner in many places. This alters the entire cycle of the ecosystem. Snow is not only a sign of winter, but also a precious source of water. When it melts in spring, water flows into rivers, lakes, and meadows, nourishing life throughout summer. If snow decreases, many streams will dry up earlier, affecting plants, fish, and the many animals dependent on water sources. Climate change also causes extreme weather events to occur more frequently. Prolonged heat waves dry out vegetation, creating conditions for larger wildfires. Meanwhile, Unusually heavy rains can trigger flash floods that wash away roads, destroy riverbanks, and alter habitats. The historic flood of 2022 was clear evidence, when many roads and infrastructure in the park suffered severe damage, forcing Yellowstone to close parts of the park for many weeks. Wildfires have long been a natural part of Yellowstone. Many tree species, such as lodgepole pine, even require high temperatures to release their seeds. After each fire, the soil is enriched with nutrients and a new cycle of regeneration begins. However, as the climate becomes hotter and drier, fires tend to occur more often, last longer, and become harder to control. If they exceed nature's ability to recover, they can destroy old-growth forests and affect the habitats of many animals. Another challenge is the emergence of invasive species and diseases. As temperatures change, some harmful insects such as bark beetles thrive, attacking large numbers of pine trees in the area. Weakened forests not only lose habitat for animals, but also increase the risk of wildfires. Humans also create many pressures on Yellowstone. Each year, the park welcomes millions of visitors from around the world. Tourism helps raise awareness of conservation and provides important funding for management. However, the large number of visitors also brings problems such as traffic congestion, noise pollution, litter, and the risk of people approaching wild animals too closely. There have been many cases where bison, elk, or grizzly bears were approached by visitors wanting photos, leading to dangerous situations for both people and animals. When animals become accustomed to human food or lose their natural wariness, conflicts easily arise. In many cases, individuals that become too dangerous must be relocated or removed to ensure public safety. Beyond the park boundaries, Yellowstone faces pressure from urban development, transportation, and resource extraction. Many species such as elk, bison, wolves, and bears need wide ecological corridors for seasonal migration. When roads, fences, and residential areas expand, these corridors are fragmented, increasing the risk of vehicle collisions and reducing gene flow between populations. Among Yellowstone's iconic species, the gray wolf is a clear testament to the value of conservation efforts. In the early 20th century, wolves were almost completely eradicated from the park due to extermination campaigns. The disappearance of this apex predator caused elk numbers to surge, putting heavy pressure on riverside vegetation. Many young trees were eaten, leading to declines in beavers, birds, and species dependent on streamside forests. In 1995, scientists began a wolf reintroduction program in Yellowstone. In just a few decades, the ecosystem showed positive changes. Elk adjusted their foraging behavior, riverside trees recovered, beavers returned to build dams, wetlands expanded, and many bird species increased in number. This is considered one of the world's most successful examples of restoring a keystone species to revive an entire ecosystem. Today, Yellowstone is managed to allow nature to operate according to its own laws. Natural wildfires, if they do not directly threaten people or infrastructure, are often monitored rather than immediately extinguished. Long-term research programs continuously track bison, wolf, bear, elk, bird, and plant populations to assess the health of the entire ecosystem. In addition, scientists use modern technology such as GPS collars, trail cameras, drones, and satellite imagery to monitor animal movements, vegetation changes, and the impacts of climate change. This data helps managers make science-based decisions rather than merely reacting when problems become severe. Community education also plays an extremely important role. The millions of visitors who come to Yellowstone each year are not only there to admire the scenery, but also to understand more about how nature works. Simple rules such as keeping distance from wild animals, not feeding them, staying on trails, or carrying out trash help protect the ecosystem in practical ways. Share this wildlife documentary, like, subscribe to our channel, and leave a comment about what amazed you the most. Let Yellowstone inspire you to become a protector of the wild gods.